Hello everyone. I hope everyone find last week relaxing and also you got the time to catch up the missing lessons you had before. So today we are going to introduce a topic to actually continue the topic we mentioned before. Today we are going to introduce unit circle. However, one thing I want to remind you is so the topics we mentioned before, such as converting angles between degree and radian or drawing an angle of rotation diagrams, these topics, if you really go back to check, probably you don't know why we introduce these topics and you don't see any connections. But actually, these topics are very, very important topic for the foundation of trigonometry function. Once we start that topic, and you will see the meaning of this topic, and you will, and these topics will start making sense a lot. So let's start the topic today, unit circle. So as you can see, unit circle has two words here, unit and circle. So circle, of course, is like a round shape. You know that before. Then where is that unit coming from? So let's check the picture first. So unit circle, as you can see, this circle has several features. First is the center, and you know the center is actually located at origin, which is 0, 0. And also unit, that word is actually coming from the radius of the circle, which is 1. So the unit, as long as you draw the sentence from the center to any point on the circle, is always 1. This distance is always 1. Because this is unit circle, okay? So another thing, you probably remember this from the geometry before. So equation of the circle, we can always write an equation of the circle by using the center and radius. So since the center is 0, 0, radius is 1. So any single point, well, let's say x or y, any single point on the circle follow this equation, meaning x squared plus y squared equal to 1, which is actually here is r squared. But since, r is 1, so 1 squared is 1, so we can simplify it like that. You may wonder, hey, how is that possible? Let's check this one. Since any point, let's erase this one. Let's just focus on this one. Let's change the color. So this one, let's say this point is x and y. And if you draw a right triangle here, and this distance is exactly x. Let's just erase everything else so it's easy to see. And the vertical distance here is, of course, is y. So since right triangle here, and we know all three sides in a right triangle follow Pythagorean's theorem, meaning x squared, a squared plus b squared equal to c squared, which is x squared plus y squared equal to 1 squared, which is 1. Okay, so that's the equation of the circle. Next, we are going to connect the angles we mentioned before in the unit circle. So let's check. Okay, as you can see, unit circle, the center is 0, 0. And there are several points here. So for this point, which is on the x-axis, and this distance is 1, so that's why the coordinate for this one is 1, 0. For this one point is on the y-axis and on the positive side, so this is 0, 1. Again, this distance is 1. For this side, this point is intersected with on the negative side of x-axis, which is negative 1, 0. And for when we come back here, this one is 0, negative 1. Again, this distance is 1, but this is on the negative side, so that's why it's negative 1. So the reason I mention that, because if you draw the random angle, for example, let's draw this random angle here. We know this is side, is called the initial side. And if you draw the random positive angle, we rotate, let's say we rotate this amount. If you draw the angle here. And if I draw the random angle here, this angle, the terminal ray, where do we end? Terminal ray intersect the circle at this point. So today and tomorrow's lesson, we are going to focus on how do we find the coordinate of this point. Coordinate of this point. So, but you really, look closely. If I rotate until here, so I'm going to erase this one, so make it easy to see. Let's check. So for 1, 0 here is actually the angle of 0 degree. Why we say that? Because 0 degree is actually, we didn't draw that, but this angle intersects the circle at this point. So 0 degree has coordinate 1, 0. Let's continue rotating. Let's do a different color. I'm going to rotate here. And we stop here. How many degree here? You already figured out, right? It's 90 degree. So meaning 90 degree has coordinate 0, 1. Just because 90 degree here, the terminal ray intersect the circle at this point, and this coordinate is 0, 1. And let's continue drawing here. I continue draw here, which is what? 180 degree. 180 degree is negative 1, 0. Again, just because the terminal ray intersect the circle at this point, and this point does have a coordinate, negative 1, 0. And if we just continue, this is what will be 270 degree. And again, when you draw 270 degree here, they intersect the circle at 0, negative 1. So that's why 270 degree does have a coordinate 0, negative 1. And when we go back to, if we continue, how many degree we come back here? Yes, it's 360. So that's why sometimes, hey, you rotate 360 degree, basically you go back to where you start. And this is, again, when we draw the angle here, terminal ray intersect the circle at 1, 0. So that's why the coordinate is 1, 0. Okay, so I know you probably need time to process information. And when we practice more, you will make it more clear. But let's use this chance also quickly review the one we mentioned before. So when we convert the angle, we mentioned 180 degree equals to pi radian, right? So 0 degree is 0 radian, 90 degree is pi over 2 radian, this is pi radian, and this is 3 pi over 2. We come back here again, this is 2 pi radian. I just want to, write a radian angle to remind you of this, because in this unit, we are going to start using radian angles a lot. Okay, so that's all the things I want to introduce today. Tomorrow, we are going to introduce, as I mentioned, instead of just talking about 0, 90, 180, 270 degrees angle, we are going to mention something about like 30 degree, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, something like that. And we are going to figure out the coordinates, and we are going to figure out more angles with a special feature. So hopefully this video is useful. I know the first time when we talk about this topic can be confusing, but when we introduce more, and when we start introducing trigonometric angle or trigonometric function, trust me, it will make sense. Okay. Thank you. Hope everyone stays safe, stay healthy. See you soon.